Welcome to Dandora, home of talent, hustle, and more plot twists than a Nigerian movie. Now, if you only know Dandora from old headlines, surprise, it's not the Thug Olympics capital anymore. These days, it's more about entrepreneurship, graffiti art, and vibes, and less about stolen phones and high-speed chases. Security has actually improved. The only thing getting stolen nowadays is your heart by that one fine redhead from Phase 4. You know the one. But today, we're going back in time with someone who lived the real Dandora life. I mean, this guy didn't just survive the streets. He probably named them. Once known for gangs, now known for giving back. I mean, look at this guy. Just a few years ago, you wouldn't want to meet him in the dark early. Now, he's out here playing football with kids and handling out hope like free Wi-Fi. This is the same guy who used to run the streets, and now he's making sure kids have somewhere safe to sleep. Talk about a character development arc. Netflix, come see this. You know transformation is real when the only thing he's robbing now is kids' attention spans with dad jokes. But behind the laughs in the series is a serious story.
Yako ndugu yangu.
Salamu.
Nimekuona wewe, unajua nimesikia mada yako
First things first, I had to ask him his name, just to start peaceful before I found out whether I'm safe. He said his name is Yako Felix. When he said Yako Felix, I was like, hold up, did he say you're Felix? Like, bro, are you mine or are you introducing yourself?
Yako Felix.
Yako Felix.
Anyway, I encouraged him to tell his story and tells how this man has been through it all. So I was like, bro, don't hold back. Tell it all. You never know. Your story might just change someone's life, or at least stop one guy from applying to a gang like it's a job on LinkedIn.
College nimeenda. Maisha ilikuja kunifikia katikati. Nikisoma hapo katikati nilipoteza wazazi.
For real, though, speak from the heart. There is someone out there going through the same struggle, thinking it's too late, but if you hear you, they'll realize it's not over yet. Felix says he lost his parents while still studying, and that made life even harder for him, and that's why he chose chaos over peace.
Bahati mzuri ama mbaya ni kupata tu. Sasa maisha ikawa ngumu.
And worse still, life got even harder when he had a kid. Things really went downhill from there. Bro, that's where reality hits you. It's one thing struggling alone, but when you've got a whole little human depending on you, that's pressure, man. That's like carrying a backpack full of responsibility and broken dreams at the same time. And the funny thing about kids, they don't care if you're broke, sad, or stressed. They just wake up at 6 a.m. like, Daddy, I'm hungry. Bro, that baby don't even say good morning first.
Yeah.
He says he moved to Eldoret, Nakuru, and he was still there again, trying to survive. But then things got worse when the mother of his kid passed away, and the baby was only 8 months old.
Watoto bahati mbaya naye alikufa. Accident.
Mtoto akiwa na miaka ngapi?
Mtoto wangu alikuwa na miezi 8.
8 months.
8 months old. Sasa ni kijana amemaliza 4.
Thank God he mentioned the kid is like doing well with studies and he's already done with his high school by now.
Baby care.
He says he left his baby in daycares and was tugging with his crew anytime out of day. Like, even in the night. Wait, any time of the day? Like 24-hour thugging services. Bro didn't even have shifts. It was like a full-time crime, part-time parenting. But honestly, imagine the weight of that. A father leaving his baby just to go to hassle the wrong way. That's not just a bad choice. That's just desperation talking. Sometimes when you've lost everything, even chaos starts to look like a plan. You could tell he wasn't proud of it exactly.
Na kwa watu wote kuna mwenye ashaishikwa ama ushikwa na watu kuwashika
Wengi ni marehemu.
The guilt, that regret, you can hear it in how he talks about those days. He even mentions how a lot of these guys he used to roll with got killed, one after another. It reached a point where he didn't even have people to call anymore. Man, that must have hit hard. You could hear it in his voice. The pain, the regret, the loneliness. When your circle starts turning into names people whisper about. That's why when it stops being a game. You know, in those streets, you don't even get time to mourn. One day you're together, the next time it's just RIP posts on Facebook and whispers about the base. That's the kind of trauma people carry silently. And the scariest part, he said it so calmly, like he'd already cried all his tears. That's when I realized that man had seen too much. Me, if two of my friends die the same week, I'm rethinking my career, relocating, maybe even joining a choir. But this man, he stayed in the game. That's when I knew his story was about to flip. Sometimes God has to clear your circle just to clear your path. And for Felix, that was the wake up call. When death keeps knocking around you, it's either you open the door or you change the address. So I asked him how exactly he survived this brutal, murder cases of his friends while he kept going.
Ulikuwa unaenda kwa mganga?
Mingi. Sima moja.
Bro's story got me sweating, and we're not even halfway through. At this point, I'm like, Felix, please tell me this ends our redemption arc. My emotions are running out of airtime. He said he went to a witch doctor just to survive. Oh, he said he thought it was the only way he could escape death. Hold up, a witch doctor? Bro, he went from thug life to thug plus juju edition. Man said God's timing wasn't fast enough, so he outsourced security to the underworld. He said, really, angels are busy. Let me consult plan B. But think about how scared you have to be to go that far. When you've buried your friends one by one and you're the only one left, fear makes you do things you never imagined. He wasn't trying to be evil, he was trying to survive. You could feel the trauma in his story. He's like he'd been running from death so long, he don't even know what peace felt like anymore. That's not living, that's just breathing. Still, I had to ask him, bro, what was the witch doctor's refund policy? Because if I pay for protection and get nightmares, I'm demanding a receipt.
Naona zina alama, naona kuna alama.
Si alama, hakuna masikio.
Masikio nusu ilienda.
Masikio hakuna, wewe uone.
He says one day, whatever protection I thought I had just disappeared. Everything I believed in gone. The magic stopped working. We got caught, and then the chaos, his ear got chopped off. Bro, he literally lost an ear. That's not even a life lesson. That's a horror film. Imagine thinking you're invisible and then suddenly life says visibility restored. That's the day he realized witchcraft had a trial version. 7 days free, no renewal. But for real, he could have died that day. Losing his ear wasn't punishment, it was survival. That's when it hit him that no magic, no charm, no street code can protect you from consequences forever. And maybe that's what God's way of saying, I've given you enough warning. It's time to change. Because after that moment, he started walking a different road. The road that brought him here today. Telling his story instead of being another RIP post. He even says there was another time he got beaten by a mob. People caught him stealing and they were ready to finish him, but a woman who recognized him from his hoodie saved him. Bro, you got mob beaten, as in a Kenyan mob, the kind that doesn't even wait for police. You're lucky you are not a trending hashtag right now. And then a random woman just appeared like an angel from Umoja yelling, "Wacheni huyo kijana." I swear every man needs at least one woman on earth who can shout them back to life. But think about that moment, beaten, surrounded on the edge, and somehow grace shows up in front form, like in human form. That woman didn't just save his body, she saved his second chance.
Kila kitu pesa mingi. siwezi zingekuwa natoka hivi kwa nyumba kama sijapatana na mazuri hapo hivi, na mazuri ni mwingine kumia.
See, that's the part nobody talks about. Yeah, the money comes fast, but so does karma. You're out there shining in darkness, getting rich off pain, thinking you're winning, but really, you're just sinking slow. He said it so calm, but you could feel the guilt behind it. Like he'd finally realized the money wasn't a blessing, it was blood-stained hassle, and that hits different when you say it loud. And you know, that's the worst kind of rich, when your pockets are full but your heart's overdrafted. My guy was out here doing evil in HD, no subtitles, but the consequences had no rest.
Ndio mtu survive lazima ingekuwa ni hizi.
Hata masikio yenu
Niliendelea tu.
Let's be honest, if that was me, I'd have fainted before help even arrived the other time. But Felix here, bruised, bleeding, and somehow he still stood that time. Bro has survived everything but Wi-Fi outages. But it got to a time where he was being caught at random. Every other time he tried to do a robbery or even a random snatching, he got caught again and again.
Pesa nao nilikuwa na
sasa ni nyingi vyetu.
kuweka kitu kama 1.1.
1.1 mita million.
Wait, 1.1 million? Bro, you are a walking bank with no branch. I'm here struggling to save 200 bob and this man was out here with gangster investments. If I had 1.1 million back then, I'd have bought a car, some land, and probably still ended up broke because of chips and bad decisions. But real talk, that money came from pain, from people losing while he was winning. And that's the kind of wealth that doesn't let you sleep easy. You start hearing voices in the night, no ghosts, just guilt doing roll call. But you know what's funny and crazy? Life has a way of balancing the math. You might stock dirty money fast, but it vanishes even faster. It's like M-Pesa without a deduction from heaven. Wait, two gunshots in the same leg? Bro, they said we're not gonna kill you, but you'll have to remember us every time you limp. Left leg went left gated bullet buffet. Man was out here thugging like GTA until life pressed pulse with live real bullets. But you know what? That was a wake up call. Some people get advice, others get warnings. He got bullets for motivation. That's when he realized this life doesn't come with a retirement plan, only revenge.
Mama ndio waliniokoa. Mama mmoja nakumbuka alinilalia kwa barabara. Mtoto wetu achana na yeye.
Bro, that right there, that's not just a woman, that's an angel on probation. Because who throws themselves on a bleeding tug in chaos, shouting for mercy? That's bravery powered by grace. She didn't care about the crowd, the danger, or the blood. She just saw a human being, and then the moment she became the reason he's still telling the story. Let's be honest, some of us can't even throw our bodies on a Wi-Fi router when it's falling. But this lady, she went full superhero mode with no cape. Just courage and community love.
Aja yeye pale 51.
If the woman sees this video, she deserves free lunch for life. She saved us soul, not just her body. And sometimes, that's all it takes. One person choosing compassion over chaos. That's when his story started to change direction. That was his miracle moment.
Yake familia. Kwa mama yangu na baba yangu. Amteule sana. Nikaanza kujiuliza maswali mimi mwenyewe bila kuongeleshwa na mtu. Hata hiyo rehabilitation yenye walinipeleka haikunisaidia. Mimi nilirudi back kwangu mimi mwenyewe nikajiuliza, nakuaje bwana? Kwa nini mimi nifanye watu wengi wanalia machozi? Kama
Man says he had some quiet moments after the chaos. He's the only son that his parents have. He's one person that his parents would have been looking up to, and he's here wasting his life thugging people. Man, he said that's the Poor people don't see the quiet moment after the chaos, when you're just sitting alone, bleeding, thinking, is that really how you want to end? It's not the bullets that break you, it's the inner voice that finally answers back. He went to rehab, he chose healing and hustling, he started fighting the real enemy, himself, and that's harder than any gang fight. You know it's serious when you start arguing with yourself like, bro, need to stop. Stop what? Breathing crime? But that's real growth. Nobody forced him. No court order, no preacher. Just a man deciding he's tired of being his own problem. And that's how the real transformation began. From gang life to God's grace. From running the streets to running his purpose. Because sometimes your lowest point is just the beginning of your comeback. Now, he's out here working out the same left leg that took two bullets, fully healed, fully changed. Bro went from shootout to shoutout.
Ungemwambiaje vijana huku nje wanafanya shughuli kama
Ile
hiyo?
kitu ile kitu mimi naweza ambia vijana, mtu yeyote ambaye ako na mtoto ni ashikilie mtoto wake na muoneshe masomo is the only way, and of which kila mtu anaona.
Listen, if you got a kid out there, understand this. That little one is watching you more than they're hearing you. You can't be out here chasing fast money while cheating slow morals. They learn from what you do, not what you say. Fast money looks sweet till it turns bitter. You shine for 2 weeks, then spend years paying for those choices. It's better to be broke and free than rich and haunted. Because trust me, prison food don't taste like success. You can't feed your kids with regret. They can't eat your apology. Be the lesson, not the warning. Build slow, build real. Everything shilling you earn clean, your kid earns a future from it. Every time you choose peace, you protect their tomorrow. If Felix can come from bullets, gangs, and pain and still find purpose, what's your excuse? Change doesn't start with a miracle. It starts with a decision. So my people, stop running out shortcuts because most shortcuts lead straight to long regrets. Hustle clean, love your kids, and stay alive to watch them win. That's the real flex.